All right, bang, bang. We are back again. This is turning into a very popular show, our second go around here. The top 3 stacks of the week. I think this is the show that got Dustin a huge loss, and he's going to have to do the hot chip challenge. So that is coming.
I'm still waiting for you to make a video apologizing to me for thinking you were right.
Hold on.
Whereas you are wrong, sir.
The hot chip challenge is from golf. And then
Correct.
I also lost in football.
And then you also lost on DK. And then Texas just lost the #1 quarterback recruit. But how's your week going, buddy?
The Cowboys are losing. So whatever you do, do not listen to me. No, I'm just kidding.
He's not kidding. Don't listen to him. So,
see my picks last week? Bang, bang.
His cash picks were pretty much. I can make fun of him for a lot, and even losing season long fantasy versus me last week. And if I might say so, Yahoo didn't even say I won. They said I routed.
Okay.
They said you routed him.
Guys,
no one cares about your fantasy team and all the injuries. They don't care about C-Mac getting hurt. No one watching this cares.
The year is 2020, where the weird shit happens. I'm losing in fantasy. I'm losing the chip challenge. So it's just the opposite of what usually happens, and I usually win. So
2021 can't get here soon enough for D Reed. All right, let's get to the best stack of the game. It's probably going to start getting touted a ton, which is the Joe Burrow Bengals game. Price, let's hear why this is your favorite stack of the week.
So I love Burrow. Ran with him last week, crushed. Boyd has been sneaky good every week, pretty much. He's locked in for basically 10 targets a game. AJ Green's coming up. You got Higgins, who's just forced his way into the lineup. He's getting 7 targets a game. And even with Uzomah going down, Sample stepped in and done pretty well as a tight end to take pressure off of them as well over the middle. So you got 3 good receivers. When Mixon's back there, he's a good running back and a mobile quarterback who can move around, throw the ball. And they throw like 45 times a game. It's a fast pace, highest over-under. They are 5.5 point dogs, but even if the Titans get up, that means Burrow's going to throw more. And that's what you want. And then on the flip side, you have Tannehill, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and even Jonnu Smith. So first looking at it, let's see, I had Burrow, Henry, Boyd, Green. I think that's a fantastic stack because the game script in my mind here is Titans are up. They're pounding the rock with Derrick Henry, and Burrow has to throw to try and get him back in the game. So you have the guy over the slot who is in a really good matchup. Let's see. I believe Boyd has a plus 23% matchup this week. And Green has an even better matchup. So add that in. It should be a high scoring game. Both teams have great offenses and you can stack either way, but I'm going to lean Burrow, Boyd, Green, and I will use Higgins. So I'll do the 20 lineup approach and I'll mix and match those 3 receivers and try and stack 2 of them in every lineup for the most part. And I think that's going to go off and I'm going to make a bunch of money again this weekend.
So are you going to run it back with not just A.J. Brown, but will you put Derrick Henry in there as well?
Yes, I'll do both.
Okay, good.
The stack, run it back. Stack.
All right, show's over. I think we're all convinced. I think that's all we need to do. Until we see the 49ers game, the sneaky stack of the day with Garoppolo, Jimmy G. All right, Jimmy G against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks is not the side I want to stack. I want to stack the 49ers side. They have limited weapons, and Price actually pointed out the sneaky play is to actually fade Kittle, to stack the 49ers and fade Kittle. Run it back with very low owned McKinnon after he DNP last game. Like I'm playing a basketball slate or something. Woo. Ayuk, is that how you say his name?
Yes.
Deebo Samuel's down. He's taking up all the air yards. McKinnon, Ayuk, Garoppolo, and then run it back with Lockett because Price can break down. What was the plus minus for DK Metcalf? He was minus 17, I think, percent on his matchup.
17. He has the worst matchup of any like well-known receiver.
Yeah. So then Dustin, I'm assuming your favorite playback would be for Lockett on the Seattle side.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no other real receding threat unless you want to go with the old guy. What's his name? The tight end. Played for Panthers for forever.
Olsen.
Yeah, Greg Olsen.
Or you could do a running back. It seems like Hyde is going to get a lot of love, but he got hurt, and I'm not playing. I'm done, Carson. I'm done with you. I don't care.
Well, Carson's out.
Yeah.
Hyde is hurt. Homer bruised his knee, and due to the COVID restrictions, they can't bring anybody on and sign them to play. So it's Hyde and DJ Dallas, and if Hyde's out, it's just DJ Dallas.
Yeah, and the 49ers, and honestly, if you're like, well, DJ Dallas, well, he has to be min priced, but 49ers have a good, solid run defense. They have year after year. So honestly, I don't want any parts of that. I'm not going to go on the guessing game for that. So I love this stack. That's the way I like to stack it. That's the way I would stack it because you have so much savings and so many low-owned plays. You can completely chalk the rest of your lineup. And if chalk hits like it did last week, you're winning $1 million.
And a couple going back with Lockett. He has the fourth best matchup of any receiver on the slate. And that's just because two of them are facing the Jets. And that's not even Tyreek Hill. It's the second and third stringers. So if you take him out, he has the best matchup of any guy who you're actually going to use in DFS.
Calm down the receivers. I still got to.
And he's 400 cheaper than DK. All right, Dustin. You don't like those games. Clearly, you're over here in the background. I'm not going to like the best two games.
I love those games. That's why we're doing MME, right? So we can play all these for the most part. But another sneaky stack that will give you a lot of value after you're done is the Raiders playing Cleveland.
Ooh.
Have a 51.5 over under, right? So I think it's second highest on the slate or third, somewhere in there. So my preferred stack is Carr, Waller at tight end, Ruggs at receiver. And then you run it back with Kareem Hunt. So Raiders, good offense, defense, not so much. You know, we've seen it week in, week out. Derek Carr's played great. I talked about it earlier on our other pod, and he's averaging 21 fantasy points a week. And at 5,500, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. I mean, even if he hits his floor for the year, he's still 4Xing. So, or just about. And it should be a high-scoring game. Cleveland obviously is a good pass rush, but their overall defense isn't that great. So I think it's a good game to stack that's going to be lower owned than even both of those. People are going to be on Seattle and Russ and Metcalf and Lockett just because of their offense and the high over under. And so I think this is one to be a little less owned, and you can get a ton of value out of, and you can still put some higher end players in your lineup.
Yeah. I think also a couple more things to be noteworthy of this slate is there's not a ton of afternoon games. So you're not going to have to worry about getting screwed. Like, especially last week with the Cardinals Seahawks game, with that, the late swap and all that. So most of the games are early. I think there's just 2 in the afternoon.
There's 3 and 2 of them are bad. Saints and Bears isn't going to be a good game.
No.
Chargers at Broncos shouldn't be a good game either.
And there's a lot of game theory behind what we're unpacking here with the late swap and how that works and how you can position yourself, especially in a tournament if you need to try to take a little bit more chance or.
And if you do that and you're using someone from the late spot, make sure if it's like a running back, use the flex.
Mm-hmm.
That way you're not stuck because they already played and you can't sub them out.
Yeah.
Yep. Words of wisdom.
Yeah. Price and I were talking about doing some different game theory videos on like Sundays. So that let us know in the comments, is that something you would like to see? And obviously, if you haven't subscribed and smashed that notification bell, you're doing something wrong. And if you haven't said bang bang in the comment section, once again, where you at? Where you at? So, Dustin, what about Aguilar though? And I'm just thinking about that game, going back to it. Aguilar and AJ Green were two players that we thought were dust and dead, died, and they've come back from life.
Yeah. I just remember that dude from Philly, the guy they interviewed, and he was making fun of him for dropping the ball. But yeah, I mean, Carr's he's kind of like Drew Brees, right? He'll throw it to anybody. And so that kind of worries you a little bit, but I just feel like Ruggs is way more explosive at this point in his career. And so he offers a little more upside as far as the explosive plays, which, when I'm looking at this, but I don't think Aguilar's a bad play, depending on injuries and that kind of thing. So they're probably similarly priced. So, got to dive into the analytics a little more and see, but
what do you think about a sneaky stack from that stack? I'm fat from that game, and just not do a quarterback, and then you can run Lamar Jackson with Josh Jacobs, Waller,
Lamar this week. Hey,
Josh Jacobs, Waller, and Hunt, and then have a solo quarterback.
Yeah, you could. I'm not as sold on the solo quarterback this week just because of the matchups.
You could do your boy Josh Allen.
But you could do Josh Allen. Could do Josh Allen.
I'm just not sold on Derek Carr. It's like the high upside for I don't know. But that's the thing. Worries me, man.
Is not many people are. But let's go look. Hold on, give me 2 seconds here. Let's go look at what Derek Carr has done this year.
Is this like your 2 seconds you're putting your kids to bed to start the pod?
Sometimes.
I mean, it's been more than 2 seconds.
Okay. So his last 3 games, 24, 28, 20. Okay.
That's a really good floor.
I mean, he's basically 2 touchdowns, no interceptions is his average. His salary's gone from 54 to 53 to 54. So, I mean, the dude is producing. It's not like you have to worry about him just dudding out. I mean,
can he give you 40?
Can he?
No,
because he doesn't run.
How many quarterbacks legit can get you 40?
Lamar,
Joey Burrow, baby.
How many times did it happen this year?
Doesn't matter.
Happen, dude. It happens like
40's tough.
Once every couple of weeks. 40's like an arbitrary number.
I know.
I mean, Derek Carr, if he gets me 24 or 28 like he did week 4, week 5, I mean, at
I know. I was just trying to give an alternative structure to the stack. That's all.
But I mean, the guy's been really good this year. For whatever reason, he's still super, super low priced.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's a lot of value there in a stack that's going to be lower owned.
It's crazy that he's cheaper than freaking Tua. It's crazy.
13 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So
yeah, I dig it. Those are your 3 stacks. Those can be your stacks for the 3 max entry tournaments if you'd like. We'll see which stack plays out the best. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, like, comment, and subscribe. Any last words there, D?
No, I thought Price was trying to make a side bet. No, I wasn't going to do that.
No, hell no. I don't want you to.
Why not?
You got a better stack than I do.
You said you had a better one last week, and it didn't matter. Where's your confidence?
I thought they were pretty even. And at halftime, I did have the better stack.
Good thing they play 4 quarters, right?
Whatever.
All right,
All right.
DFS family. We'll see y'all. Let's make that money.